What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're here with another treasure map preparation video. I've already made two separate prep videos, one for free to play and one for relatively accessible teams that doesn't use a lot of the recently released rare recruit characters. If you guys want to go ahead and check those out, they'll be on the YouTube channel. Definitely peep it if you guys need a little bit more information or assistance with team building, but this may also help you guys out as well, as we'll go through my own personal teams that I'm using for this upcoming treasure map versus Perospero. I'm actually recording this like quite a few hours, like right before the treasure map, so hopefully this video is able to go out right before the treasure map goes live, just so you guys know the characters that I'll be using for this event, right? So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my personal teams for this upcoming event. So this is going to be my first team versus Jack, and remember that there's just going to be resilience and damage threshold that we have to deal with here. We have Perospero support attached to the free-to-play Lin that gets rid of that threshold, and then for the resilience, we're just using the captain effect of Eneru to bypass that. We do have Roger and Newgate as a sub just to generate an attack and an orb boost if we do need it, so that's going to be kind of nice moving forward, but should be pretty comfortable team, I think, throughout the entire duration of this treasure map. Against King, we want to be bringing strength, dex, and quick characters, so we have basically a strength team here with treasure map Zoroark as a sub, because he's going to be used to wave clear stage 1 and stage 2, and Queen and Jack both should be ready by the time we reach the final boss stage. If not, we may have to do a little bit of tinkering, but with this team, we have the Queen special just to deal with the first turn of attacks, and then also Garp special is kind of nice on the revive to get rid of an additional turn of barrier, which he will revive with, and he only has 1 HP, so we can just do normal attacks to kill him after that point. And then of course we've got Jack, which can enable us to get some matching slots, as well as giving us the chain lock effect, so it gives us some additional damage output. We do have the support of a Kainu to generate a full board of slots for us, as well as giving us the 1.5 attack boost to strength characters. Is actually like really good. And Marigold is just kind of like a filler unit, so should be pretty comfortable team, I think, moving forward for the King fight, and should be relatively fast due to Zoroark. Now against Queen, this is where we're running a bit more of an obscure team, so luckily driven characters do receive the cooldown here, which is why we're going to be using Doflamingo as our captain. Doflamingo with his limit break also gives himself additional cooldown via his potential ability of cooldown reduction, so him getting cooldown via his potential ability and the event giving cooldown, plus cooldown sockets and the host ship, I believe he should be ready after one superclass special, and that's the reason why we're using him, is because his superclass special can do AoE damage as well as giving cooldown to driven characters. And then on the final boss stage, we need to deal with badly matching slots, but luckily with Doflamingo, that should be able to just give us a full board of matching slots, plus an attack and an orb boost. And then we have Blackbeard, which is able to deal with the special bind and the defense that is on the enemy side of the field, as well as giving us a conditional boost. I believe this should be a pretty comfortable team for this quest. Luffy and the Straw Hats are only here just because of the fact that Doflamingo does need a Luffy, a Law, or one of the Doflamingo family members in order to actually get the superclass condition activated. So Luffy and the Straw Hats being a high point boost is just a shoe-in here, just to make sure that that superclass special is going to be activated. So pretty comfortable team, I would think, for this event, and that's what I'll be using versus Queen. Now, the final of the Battle Rush bosses versus Kaido, we are going to be bringing this team here, which is utilizing Koala as the captain, and she just kind of works here because she boosts a lot of different units, being Fighter, Free Spirit, and Dex characters, and, namingly Dex because the boss being quick, it just fits perfectly. Now, also is that we have the Robin and Jinbei. Now, they are actually resistant to special reverse. They reduce our characters' cooldowns. They actually get rid of the damage threshold on the final boss stage. They give us a base attack boost as well. The Luffy character can change badly matching slots into matching, as well as giving us an orb boost. However, we don't even need to use the Luffy special in early stages because Koala's captain effect actually treats strength slots as beneficial to our team. So we just get a full board of matching slots on the final boss stage no matter what. And then Brook is kind of nice because we can use him on stage 2 for wave clearing, because he'll instantly defeat all of those mob characters because they don't have that much health. So Brook is basically a wave clearer character for this crew. And then Rhodey and BB are a really nice unit just to bring because they can get rid of the 5 turns of the bad chain lock. So again, a pretty comfortable team, should be pretty fast. We do have to do normal attacks on the turtles on the first stage, but then Brook for wave clearing on stage 2 makes the team somewhat fast. And now we can get to the final boss stage versus Olin. So with this team, Strength X Quick received cooldown. So Bon Clay actually doesn't receive the cooldown, but considering the fact that he has his potential ability that can give him cooldown, as well as the fact that he is a high booster, so he does receive an additional -7 cooldown naturally, he should be ready by whenever we need him. But the main reason why he's here is just because he's a relatively high point booster. Same with Toadskii, she doesn't really help that much, but the fact that she's here is just because she's a high point booster, just kind of fits. And of course I'm using Dogstorm as the captain because he's like one of the highest point boosting units that I actually own. And then we have the Pedro and the Peckins, which I was lucky enough to pull from the treasure map Sugo Fest. And of course this is with the ideology of us using Kara and Wanda as our friend captain for this particular quest. So of course for the stage 2 we're using our Pedro special, which can get rid of most of those debuffs there. Now in terms of getting around the resilience, we're actually going to be using the Kara and Wanda special on stage 2 because in their dual captain effect form they actually will do end of turn damage. And then on the final boss stage where you would normally use Kara and Wanda, because we are using Dogstorm as our captain, we just bypass all of the defensive effects anyways, so we don't have to worry about specifically using Kara and Wanda on that stage. So if you own your own Cat Viper or your own Dogstorm from the latest Sugo Fest, then you can, use a similar strategy of using Kara and Wanda on stage 2 to get around that resilience, and then you can use, your dog or cat special and their super type or super class special on the final boss stage to get around the special reverse that happens to your crewmates. And then we of course have the Peckhams to get around the chain coefficient reduction because he gives us a chain lock, right? So pretty comfortable team, I would think. Looking forward for this Olin fight, and I don't really see too many glaring issues at the moment. I am using the Shark Superb ship for additional damage, but Host ship would be kind of nice for the additional EXP. I'll stick with the Shark Superb for now, but should be pretty comfortable. Now looking over at the Perospero fight, Fighter, Slasher and Cerebral receive 8 turns of cooldown, but once again we're running a very similar team than what you guys just saw with the Olin fight, using Dogstorm as the captain, Pedro, Peckhams, Toadskii, all relatively high point boosters, and then we've got Rhodey and BB instead of the Bon Clay, just because I felt like it was a better fit considering it's one of the recently released batch rarer characters, so that's the main reason why I brought him here. But that is definitely a replaceable unit. I'm leaving him in here for now, but may change it as time progresses. And for this stage, I mean, again, Peckhams and Pedro get rid of most of the debuffs that we'll have to worry about, specifically stage 2 with attack down, paralysis. Now the damage threshold is not really going to be an issue because of the fact that we have Dogstorm as our captain, so that's huge for us. And I am thinking of using Dogstorm special on the first turn of the second stage, because after we hit 2 perfects we get the boost in the following turn. So that's my ideology, is I'm going to use that and then I'll get a boost on the second turn, so we don't really have to worry about, not killing or not having a boost, because after the stage 2 boss revives we get 3 turns of special reverse on all of our characters, so that obviously sucks. In that instance there, if you have Roger and Newgate, you could potentially use them instead, use their switch effect for attack and an orb boost on the revive turn, which is also something I was kind of thinking about. So we may actually end up switching Rhodey and BB for Roger and Newgate, not too sure right now, but at the moment that does seem like a pretty good option. And then the final stage versus Perospero, using once again Kara and Wanda as the friend captain to basically get around most of the things there. I mean, Slotbind for the top row doesn't matter because the switch effect will enable us to get around that, and the barrier doesn't matter because we're using Dogstorm as the captain anyways. So yeah, it should be pretty comfortable, I would think, and I think it should work relatively okay. And as I said, during this treasure map, I will eventually get a playthrough video showing how these teams work, and if I do make any adjustments or changes to these teams, they will be also in that playthrough video, so definitely stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that. But with all that being said, that is the run through of my personal teams up against treasure map Perospero. So with all that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.